Greetings from the void. My name is Sturban, and welcome to my channel. So many of you are probably aware already, but if you've been living in a pit of darkness for the last couple of years, corporate juggernaut Bungie is, well, rebooting the Marathon franchise. If you have visited my channel, then you know I'm a fan of the classic Marathon series. In my opinion, it's one of the greatest and most underrated FPSs of all time. However, this new Marathon appears to not have the hallmarks of the original series. Bungie is jumping on the bandwagon of what's popular and making it an extraction shooter. I mean, what the fuck? Issues I have with this new Marathon 2025 or 26 or whatever year it comes out, I shall aptly call it Marathon Extraction for now, to distinguish it from the original games. Oh, whoops, wrong clip. But to be honest, it kinda reminded me of a Bjork film clip. But on that note, I'm not really liking the art style / visual direction of the game. The original is far more gritty and with more sci-fi industrial look. Compare these two cinematic shots from Marathon 2 Durandal and Marathon Extraction. I feel like this is night and day. The original looks so much cooler, and the art style of Craig Mullins is legendary. Definitely one of the aspects I loved about the original games. From what I can see, I think Bungie is clinging to the bold colours of the original's gameplay. Yes, in Marathon, there are a lot of enemies and characters that have bold primary colours to distinguish them, particularly in Marathon 2 Durandal when in full light. But Bungie is clearly taking it to the next extreme. I guess I'm not vibing this clean, flat colour, polished look that FPS games are going for now. This looks more like Overwatch meets Fortnite blended with some science fiction. I miss the grit and dirt, the dark ambient lighting effects, particularly in Marathon Infinity. Also, where the fuck is the blood? What is this blue shit? Just give me the fucking blood! In all seriousness, at present, this doesn't look like Marathon to me. There doesn't really appear to be, from the marketing, that there will be a single player or story-based campaign. The focus is PvP. Now, yes, the Marathon series had an amazing multiplayer, but also, Marathon had an epic story, which is told in the single-player campaign. Much of the story inspired them in the Halo series, so why can't they use it to make a new story? Well, they could, but won't, and/or haven't. Unfortunately, Bungie is mostly a shell of what they used to be. Much of this topic has been covered by other YouTubers, and their current company morals is somewhat questionable now. I find it disappointing as a long-term fan of this not-forgotten franchise that Bungie doesn't appear to give me anything that would make me excited for this. I don't really play or enjoy extraction shooters. I'm more of a single-player gamer. I like campaigns with good stories. I do like playing multiplayer with friends and sometimes online, but it's not the core of what I enjoy about games. The simple answer is this. This game is not made for me, which makes me feel rather sad, considering how much I loved the original series. However, that is the reality we, the fans of classic games, must face. Still, I must question this. Why even bother to reboot this franchise? If the game isn't for me, the original fan, then who is it for? Well, clearly the aim is to tap into that trending extraction shooter genre and join the other piles of shit-heap games jumping on that bandwagon and reach for the billions of dollary dues out there in that market. It seems that's all AAA companies do these days, just chasing the dollars. Nothing artistic or interesting. Hey, whatever sells, right? Sadly, these once legendary companies are now nothing but corporate juggernauts bent on financial gain before fans and artistic integrity. Well, if Bungie pull their finger out and decide to include a single-player campaign, doubt it, with all the classic aliens such as the Four, Spit, Cyborgs, and the Flictor, etc., well, maybe I'd consider it then. We do see them tease a Spit compiler, but nothing else. I'm not convinced by the one classic character reveal that there will be much to do with that. The game is marketed only as a PvP extraction shooter, so we have to assume that's exactly and only what it is. Look, if you're excited about Marathon Extraction, then game on, but as a long-term fan of the franchise, this game doesn't look like Marathon to me. Now, I will say that this is just my opinion, and sorry about the rant. I just wanted to express my frustration with this. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. How do you feel about this new Marathon Extraction? I'd like to know. And now, a quick word from the monster.
Do consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Those of you who wish to do more you can buy me a coffee, which directly supports me and the channel for future projects. Link in the description for more details.
Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the Den of Evil.